Bevin Prince, known for her role on One Tree Hill, recently opened up about the unimaginable loss of her husband, William Friend, who tragically died after being struck by lightning in 2022. The heart-wrenching incident has been an emotional journey for Bevin, and she has been candid about her grief and the moments leading up to the tragedy. Through interviews and her own reflections, she shared the terrifying details of that day, offering insight into the overwhelming shock and the emotional aftermath that continues to affect her life. On the fateful day, Bevin and William were in the midst of enjoying a peaceful afternoon at their North Carolina home. William, an accomplished entrepreneur, had been spending time outdoors, a common activity for him, as he had a deep connection to nature. The couple had been married for just a few years and had been in a loving, supportive relationship that seemed full of promise and joy. The storm that would claim his life came without warning. One moment, everything was calm; the next, the skies darkened, and a lightning strike changed everything. Bevin was inside their home when she heard the thunder and noticed the storm rolling in, but she had no idea that her husband was outside at that moment. She recounts the eerie silence before the chaos, an almost serene calmness just before the violent and unexpected storm hit. As she heard the lightning strike, she felt an instinctive sense of dread, which quickly turned to horror when she learned that William had been struck. The impact of that moment was immediate. There was no time to process what was happening. Everything shifted from normalcy to catastrophe in the blink of an eye. After the strike, Bevin rushed to her husband's side, but the damage was already done. The paramedics were called, and despite their best efforts, William succumbed to his injuries. The disbelief and shock were overwhelming, as Bevin's world was suddenly turned upside down. The couple had been living a life full of adventure, love, and optimism, making the suddenness of the tragedy all the more difficult to comprehend. For Bevin, the experience has been a blend of disbelief and deep sorrow. In interviews, she has talked about how she struggled with understanding the randomness of it all. She shared how she had to learn to navigate the grief, with no manual on how to handle the loss of a partner so suddenly and violently. While some people experience grief in stages, Bevin's emotions were more erratic, shaped by the shock and trauma of the event. She reflects on how life felt like it had been torn away from her in an instant, and she had to come to terms with an entirely new reality, one in which she no longer had the person she had planned a future with. In the months following William's death, Bevin sought support from friends, family, and therapy, slowly beginning to understand the depth of her grief and the necessary steps toward healing. However, the journey has been far from linear. Some days, she says, were better than others, and there were moments where she found herself questioning why such a random and tragic event had to happen. In her interviews, Bevin has also discussed the mental toll the trauma had on her, how it felt as if she had to relearn how to live without William. While the sadness and pain were constant companions, Bevin found solace in her memories with William. They had shared a deep love, and in some ways, the memories of their time together became her guiding light through the darkness. She would often reflect on how they had laughed together, how they had supported each other through difficult times, and the simple, beautiful moments they had shared. While William was gone, she found that those memories could still bring comfort amid the overwhelming sadness. The incident also brought an outpouring of support from fans and friends. Bevin received heartfelt messages from One Tree Hill co-stars, friends, and even strangers who were moved by her story. The public response was a reminder of the impact that William had on others and the lasting impressions they had left on their community. However, Bevin also spoke about how difficult it was to navigate the public's response to such a personal tragedy. The love and empathy were appreciated, but it also added layers of complexity to the grieving process. Through it all, Bevin remained remarkably open about her experience, using her platform to talk about the grief process and the emotional toll of sudden loss. She acknowledged that grief is unique to each person, and there is no right or wrong way to experience it. For her, being open about her feelings was both a way to process the loss and a way to help others who might be going through something similar. She's also become a vocal advocate for mental health, particularly in terms of how to seek help when dealing with grief and loss. Bevin encourages others to be kind to themselves and to reach out when they need support. As time has passed, Bevin has learned to carry William's memory with her, not as a source of pain, but as a source of strength. She has found new ways to honor his life, such as supporting causes they both cared about and continuing to live a life that would make him proud. The loss has changed her, but it hasn't broken her spirit. She has spoken about the power of resilience and the importance of living fully, even in the face of such tragedy. Bevin's openness in sharing her story has been a powerful reminder of the fragility of life and the unpredictable nature of loss. She reflects on how the suddenness of William's death serves as a reminder to appreciate the present moment and the people we love. Even in her sorrow, she has found a way to cherish the time they had together, turning her grief into a testament to the love they shared. In doing so, Bevin has not only honored her late husband's memory, but also helped others find comfort in their own journeys through loss. The tragic event has also led Bevin to reassess many aspects of her own life. The shock of losing her husband has made her more aware of life's unpredictability, and she has found a renewed sense of purpose in the wake of his death. The experience has also given her a unique perspective on the preciousness of life, and she has become more focused on living with intention, cherishing every moment and connection. Through her grief and healing, Bevin has found a new way of being. She continues to honor William's memory, but she is also learning how to live for herself. Though the pain of losing him will never go away entirely, Bevin is learning how to carry it in a way that allows her to continue moving forward. Her strength, resilience, and willingness to share her story have been a beacon for others navigating similar tragedies, reminding them that even in the face of overwhelming loss, there is always hope for healing and a path toward peace.